most common lie that has been sold to Gen Zs. Get certifications.
Job hunt and see how you actually look in the market. And let's say you get a very big, juicy offer. You can actually come to your current organization and show them your worth. If the organization actually values you and you know that you are very good, they would benchmark it or even give you more than that.
The company's profit matters. Promotions and appraiser, and then your experience.
Post NYC. Professional certification to make you feel comfortable and welcome in the organization. Have a driver, for money, and also maintenance would actually be borne by the company.
I'm very optimistic that you can Japa and still do so well. It's important to know the language.
Yes.
It's important to also pay attention to what are the job shortage. You have to have equipped yourself here before leaving. Make informed decisions. Hello, faves. Welcome to another exciting and, of course, enlightening episode of Dolakbo Unscripted. I am so excited to have you here again. If you are yet to hit the subscribe button, please hit it. This episode is all about making more money. Are you a young graduate, a professional, unskilled worker who is looking, this economy one day pass the work, why do they do? This video is for you. Or if there is anyone who is always calling you for urgent 2K, family emergency, send this video to them, because this video is going to teach you how to catch fishes. You are not just going to be a seeker of fish, you are going to be a fisherman. So sit tight and enjoy this video. Debbie, welcome to the Dolakbo Unscripted.
Thank you very much, Dolly.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. So, like I promised in the intro, these people are going to learn how to make money. So why do you think they should watch this video to the end and hear us out?
Well, like you said, they need to make some
more money. How has it been like as an HR person? Because I understand that almost all organizations that are reasonable are increasing salary.
Well, for HR professionals, it's actually very tough because we have to look at the side of the employer and also the employee. So we have to find a way to basically balance, and we also have to look at the income that's coming into the company too. So it's been very, very, very tough.
Okay, so increase in salary is not just, this is the economy. It also involves what the company is doing in terms of revenue and profit, and also if the employer maybe is probably thinking, oh, I want to expand, but you need to pay your labor. HR, do you think you people are hated for a good cause? I don't like you as your role, not as a person.
So I think it's stereotype, right?
It's not stereotype.
It's
I feel like you people cannot just, say the truth all the time. You people are always trying to be diplomatic.
People feel that HRs were the devils or the demons. Meanwhile, we're not. So actually for the people.
Advocates of the devil, actually. If you think your HR is nice, share in the comment section. How does salary increase? How is it being calculated? Now you've mentioned the profit coming to the company. What are the other factors? Is it every 3 months I'm supposed to get increase in salary? Every 6 months? And according to the labor law,
it's based on appraisal and also promotion. So according to policies actually differ for different organizations, right? For example, the public sector is different from the private sector, right? For example, oil and gas, before you get to a different level, you have SS1, SS2, SS3 and all of that. So you can be within a grade level, but in that grade level, you have the lowest band and you also have the higher band. So it's dependent on that and also like your skills too and how many years post NYC you have.
If I hear you right, number one, I think the company's profit matters. Secondly, promotions and appraiser, and then your skills, your number of years experience.
Post NYC.
For instance, I'm an admin officer, but now I don't know how to take calls. I speak to clients a lot. Maybe the company doesn't have like a customer service. So my skills has improved. Is enough reason to say, excuse me, sir, we need to discuss my pay.
Have you taken any professional certification according to that particular role that you're doing?
Okay, so can you talk about the sectors in Nigeria that are booming, Because some people have these skills, but you are just in the wrong sector. Maybe that's why you're not making much money.
People say oil and gas, oil and gas, oil and gas, right?
Oil and gas, I mean, is really broad.
Yes.
If you're not working with a multinational.
Exactly. If you're working with a startup, trust me, that oil and gas, you think about it, right? Fintech is actually coming up, right? Everybody wants to do tech, analysts, software developers, network engineers, and the likes, right? You can actually be in your house as a software developer with earning dollars, right?
Yeah.
So that's actually coming up. Let's
So
talk
the tech
about
sector.
banking and finance. So banking and finance is actually coming up. Banking and finance, ABO is actually coming up.
Okay.
Yes, banking officers are actually earning money now, like money to actually do well, to be honest. So yes, banking and
Like
finance
how
actually
much,
coming
please?
up. ABO, right? I'm hearing 700 thereabouts take home.
I think it's a fair price.
It's a fair price.
Yeah, it's a fair price. Even in Lagos, on the island, 700 is a good start.
Coming in as what exactly?
Okay, maybe 3 years experience.
3 years experience.
3.
That's a lot of money for 3 years experience.
For 3 years? Sis, that's 48 months. You know, the problem is when you convert it to dollars, it then becomes nothing.
Why are we converting to dollars? We're in
Because
Nigeria.
everything, the prices of everything is determined by dollar, my sister.
So if you want to do that means you do remote roles that are actually in dollars.
Exactly. So what other jobs?
Telecommunications.
Telecom.
The engineers actually. Right? They actually earn a lot of money. Now, oil and gas is actually the people on site that actually earn a lot of money. People that are actually drilling, they actually earn a lot of money.
And what about real estate?
So for me, I would say real estate is on and off.
Yeah.
It's on and off. They have their good days. They have their bad days too. And also, another thing again about real estate is stereotype, right? People say, oh, real estate wants to basically swindle people or moneyless, not getting the right documents. So people are skeptical about real estate.
They have their good days and they have the bad days. However, if you not have experience, you see the way she said 3 years experience is nothing. If you have 3 years of solid experience in real estate, girl, and you know the writing, or boy, you will make money. The jobs are available, but we have fewer people who have that patience and who have that skill, can do it really well. It boils down to just really knowing your onion. Like you said, getting certification.
Professional certification.
Professional, emphasis on professional. Our HR. The most common lie that has been sold to Gen Zs. Get certifications. Then they get all sort of unprofessional certificates. You know, during NYSC, you know how those people come and market this certificate,
those ones.
that certificate. I didn't for victim.
Oh, you're lucky. I did actually. I did actually.
Me, before I spend my money,
it's true.
A deep, well-grounded, several thoughts. I'm even thinking about taking one certification now, and I'm asking them who is approving it. They're like, we are accredited by one.
Just research the body.
I'm like, does it have that AACIB that you see? We are accredited by money. Koranullah. Koranullah means carry rubbish, they go. So yeah, sometimes they want to fool you with we are accredited by or we are related to, but it doesn't make sense at all. So yes, get professional certificate, upskill.
And do your research properly.
And before you spend that money, think about it thrice, 3 times. There was one time that there was this buzz of HR. Everybody was beginning to learn human resource. They said the money is good. Is it really good? Tell us.
The money is good now. Before it wasn't, but the money is good now. Because right now, HR is actually expanding. We have HR analyst, we have HRBP, we have human resource business partner. That's what HRBP is, right? So we're actually expanding. So it's not just the devils in the office.
What's the HR analyst going to be doing?
Analyzing HR information, data,
employee for a particular organization.
It can be different subsidiaries in that organization, but data is actually a lot. So it can be employee information, exit analysis, performance metrics.
But do you think a data analyst can't do that?
A data analyst can actually do that. HR analyst is actually simpler. We don't use SQL, we don't use Python, but we use Tableau and Excel, right? But a data analyst would be using SQL, Postgres and all of those things. Yes, you get. But us, we just need Power BI and Excel and we're good to go.
Let me shed more light on data analysts. What it simply means is data. What is data? Data is raw information. Whatever information analyzing it to come up with something meaningful. So in case you've studied finance and it's like you don't like numbers too much, maybe you should take some courses on analysis and then become a finance analyst. Because that way you'll be able to analyze, oh, in January, our spendings are usually more than in February and all of that. So just in case you are thinking, oh, what should I do? What should I not do? How do I upskill? You are a finance person, you can do that. A customer service person, you can. In fact, they even need it more, like customer service analyzing those data. Why our customers always call all the complaints and queries? Those products, I will kill you. Where's your boss? This company is a scam. What are their major complaints? You look for those things that tie them together. These people are people that did this, or it be like, say, not that the economy is somehow. Can't I just go and say, hello? It's like, see, my transfer fare, this whole salary is only transport fare, and still I have to borrow 5K.
Remember, you're not the only employee, right? We have to basically look at you and how it's affecting other people and the measures we can put in place, right, that can help you as an employee and also the other employees. Because if we're doing A for you, we have to probably do A for other people and B for the other person too.
Thinking about the ripple effect.
Yes.
Okay. Why do you people encourage non-discussion of salary and compensations among staff?
I don't think it's important because
it is.
No, it's not, because you don't know what might be going on in my mind. I don't know what might be going on in your mind.
So what could be the thing in the person's mind that will spoil me telling you that this is what I ate? The person's going to tell them to sack me.
That can even lead to the person leaving the organization. The person might be feeling that, what does this person have that I do not have, right? The person might not know that, okay, you have so and so experiences, right? But you went to go and say your salary, and the person will now be brooding bad things in your mind. Okay, what is this that this person has? Or is it office politics? Or is it that the HR likes this person? Or the MD likes this person?
I get your point.
So yes.
Women can be underpaid, especially C-suite level.
Yes.
So don't you think open conversations like that and transparency can make them better informed? So if I have a friend that probably doesn't even work in my company, works in another company, when I have this conversation, next time I'm going to that negotiation table, I'll know how to negotiate better.
So why we say we should not discuss salaries within the organization is actually to avoid this thing.
The person leaves, maybe it's for good.
So if the person leaves, person would put the organization in a very, very bad light, right? Even oil and gas, why we basically sign non-disclosure agreements is because of an oil and gas startup firm might be different from the multinationals, right? So that's why during interviews, when they ask you what's your salary, we usually tell people to give a range. You're not actually forfeiting the non-disclosure. So you have to give a range. Now the range will be probably your salary is maybe the lowest or the highest, but you don't give that figure because you sign a non-disclosure agreement. And that is because we do not want startup oil and gas, for example, to be competing with multinationals.
But I think there are other ways such startup can compensate, aren't they?
I think it's HM and just leave that we basically do in Nigeria, to be honest.
So they don't give those shares and all of that.
It varies for different companies, unlike abroad that, yes, they'll give you company shares and all of that. Subsidize a lot of things. In Nigeria, it's different. For example, in Sweden, the paternal leave is actually 480 days. They'll divide it into two between you and your wife, right? But here, I mean, it's nowadays that the paternal leave is actually coming up. Before, it was... Yes, they have actually started giving in Nigeria. Before, it was just maternal leave.
Future husband, you.
According to the Nigerian labor law, so maternal leave is coming up. Another thing again that we do not do in Nigeria is vision and dental. Right? Vision and dental, it's not, people say it's part, but it's actually not part of the health maintenance organization. What HMOs actually do.
HMO is just scaling and polishing, and then I do just tell you 30K.
When I mean abroad, US, UK, Canada, the health plan is very, very big and structured, right? Why else is just based on HMO? So they have vision, they have dental, they also have mental health programs actually. But here in Nigeria, our own is just the HMOs, which you have different packages, to be honest.
And the pastor for mental.
Yes, and the pastor for your mental health.
When you join an organization and they give you like a car, what are the other things that you're entitled to? Because, you are going to forward that car. You're also going to, repair this car. So standard, is that supposed to be like a fuel allowance?
Have a driver, for money, and also maintenance would actually be borne by the company. That's actually the standard. Yeah.
And why is that so?
That's because, for example, it's an official car, right? If the car is given to you as a gift, it's a different case entirely. But it's an official car, so the company is supposed to actually bear those expenses. And it's also to make you feel comfortable too. So you don't have to be worrying about traffic or how to get to a meeting and how to even buy for when you already have this put in place for you.
Even when they've paid you well.
Yes.
Thank you for accommodation, official accommodation. How does that also work?
Official accommodation, it can be according to your level. Basically, the organization can decide to buy a whole land and build houses, right? And then they will have this for, let's say, the managers, junior managers. So it all depends on the organization. But for example, I'm sure you'd have heard of mobile houses before, mobile streets, right? Most organizations actually build or they rent an apartment, like many apartments, and put their employees there. Right? So
Why is that so?
Depending on your level, just to ensure that you're actually comfortable, right? It's to make you feel comfortable and welcome in the organization. But remember, it's a structured organization.
And they feel valued.
Yes. But people still leave those organizations.
Of course, for bigger opportunities. I'm very optimistic that you can Japa and still do so well.
Depends. People
if you have strategy.
What you can't do in your country. I see people travel and they are doing it in a foreign country. For example, taking care of old people.
You are starting afresh.
If they say you should do it in Nigeria, you say no. Doing cleaning job, if they say you should do it in Nigeria, you say no.
But you know that some of these people, if they were in secondary school, like in their teenage level, it's like they didn't have anybody to care for them, they will do it in Nigeria. Because you are going back to start afresh. You may have to do that, or you may have to have equipped yourself here before leaving.
So I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and then he added his friend to the call, right? And then the guy was like, he was a banker, right? He left a very good job to go abroad and basically be doing what is not comfortable with because of the
UK,
Japa
right?
syndrome.
Is it UK?
No, it's not UK.
There's language barrier.
Yeah, there's language barrier.
So if he wants to work in a bank, what is it? Come out to Tape?
But you know,
I know you're French. Or it could even be maybe one Finnish country. Let's be honest. If you can get a professional job there, guy, that's the rich money.
Well, but most people work per hour. So you have to work per hour to earn an amount. Why is actually fixed, regardless of the number of hours you work.
If you are very, very skilled, being paid per hour, then becomes an advantage.
We're enjoying because, for example, let's say we have overtime policy in place. If you work past 6 o'clock, your overtime will be counting in Nigeria. Yes, we have overtime policy in some organizations.
Okay. So in the organizations here, also there too now.
That's what I'm saying.
But any of us benefit overtime. Because if you like, sleep the company. If you like, they fix a management meeting at midnight. Some organizations would never say meeting allowance.
Well, snacks is also good too for meeting.
But sitting allowance is a thing. What other allowance are things that not everybody knows?
When you travel out of your station, it's called ESTA code or per diem. You're supposed to basically get a rate. For example, let's say I'm an officer, right? My ESTA code might be 5,000 per day, right? A manager might be 25,000 per day, right? And this is excluding transportation. So there's also transportation allowance, which is actually different. The hotel allowance, right? According to levels. So let's say, for example, it might be 20K or 15K per night for an officer, and then a manager can be 40, depending on the company's budget, but should be allowance for that too. So it's transportation, hotel, and then ESTA code. Per the number of days you are going for that trip and paid into your account.
Before you even leave.
Yes.
We didn't deduct part of it from your salary.
No, it's not supposed to be. You have to stick to the rules and regulations. Like if there's a travel policy that says, for local flights, be at the airport 2 or 3 hours, be there. International flights. So there are rules and regulations tied to this. For example, let's say you need to travel and you fail to meet by the rules, you're actually supposed to basically pay. So yes, there are rules and regulations to everything.
Jackpine.
Okay.
I want employees who are thinking of jackpine, because when you jackpine right, you're going to make a lot of money. Don't let anybody deceive you.
Fake lifestyle.
No, it's not fake lifestyle.
Some people.
Maybe some people. Number one, the language is very important. What is language? A means of communication. So even if you see, and travel package to Finland is cheaper, are you ready to learn Finnish? Do you have ears for language? How far can you learn this language? Because if you see countries like Germany, they're ready to give you free education. Yes, they'll teach you in English. But the work environment, you go and study nursing in maybe Sweden. If the person wants to die at this moment and he's telling you water, and you don't know the meaning of water, and the person dies, you have killed somebody. So it's important to know the language. Yes. It's important to also pay attention to what are the job shortage in that country.
Yes.
In UK now, if you studied nursing,
Yes.
you're not going to say you're going to go and look for a job.
It's also
or
open doors
that
for you.
you want to. No. Australia will be calling you. Yes, will be calling. Everybody will be calling you. You just have to be strategic. People that studied banking, they get job in Canada easily.
Yes, very easy.
So it depends on the country.
They turn to financial analysts.
It depends on your country. UK, for instance, there are several immigration pathways. We have the global talent pathway. UK is the last on my list. But there's US, there's Canada, there's Ireland. Ireland is an English-speaking European country. Their pathway to residency is a lot easier. Your 2 years post-study visa, it can be used to add to your settlement and all of that. But then don't go there and go and study journalism or go and study international business and diplomacy. Even what you did in Nigeria that you not used to see work, you go there and guys.
But also Australia too.
Australia. Me as an individual, I don't have ear for language.
Oh, okay.
I can't hear Igbo. I can't hear Benin, where I was born and raised. So imagine me not trying to fool myself and say I want to go and learn German or Russian. I don't set myself up for failure. I went up doing cleaner because I can't speak anything. Because a cleaner, you don't need to communicate with anybody. That's why you end up doing it. Those are the things. So you need to strategize, do research, spend hours on the internet to do research, make informed decisions. For someone who is currently working and they've been thinking about it, my money is not enough. They want a salary increase right now. How do you think they can go about it?
They need to be intentional, right?
Intentional in asking for the increase in salary?
No, to consistently or even over deliver on their role. So if you're intentional, you are visible, you are proactive, and you align with the company goals.
I understand
right?
you, and I like all of this, but I think this is long term.
Okay.
But if I want salary increase this next month, this is March, and I want by the end of April, what they're going to pay me is going to be higher than what they are currently paying me. What should I do?
Okay, so aside from me saying that you need to be intentional and exceeding your current role, right? You can basically job hunt and see how you actually look in the market, right? And let's say you get a very big, juicy offer. You can actually come to your current organization and show them your worth. If the organization actually values you, right? And they know that you are very good, they would benchmark it or even give you more than that. So that's how you can actually position yourself.
But if they don't?
If they don't, you carry your bag and go to the organization that wants you.
Some people are really scared, having cold feet, like new culture, new environment, new people. What should I look at for aside the contract to know that it's like it's prepared to fire?
You have to go on LinkedIn. People actually underrate LinkedIn. And look out for people that have worked in these companies before and try to connect and reach out to them and ask them why did they leave this company, right? Then also you can also do your research too. Check on Glassdoor. Glassdoor is very important. On Glassdoor, you get information about that company or another company that is related, maybe a subsidiary, but you can also check Glassdoor to also know about the company you're about to enter
Even
into.
know if maybe this one they used to owe salary.
Yes, it should be said on Glassdoor by an employee that has gone, right? So people go to Glassdoor and vent anonymously.
Or they mad though.
Yes.
You know that kind of thing.
Also listen to the questions that are being asked during the interview. Most times the questions that are being asked by the interviewer, right, is also in between. What are the problems in the organization? So they're asking you, how would you deal? How would you cope? So look in between the lines or read in between the lines too. And also the environment too. How are they dressed, right? How is the culture? Because you can be in the interview room and maybe hearing people laughing or making noise or insulting each other too, just at a glance too, right? Right from the front of the organization, just look at for any red signals.
Talking about making the shmoney, let's recap. First, for urgent one, you can check out your worth in the job market. Number 2, get professional certifications
Very
so
important.
that you upskill. So let's assume you are a finance person, you are taking data analyst to become a finance analyst. It's one thing to bring the certificates, another thing to say, but you don't have the experience. Cross employment within the organization, changing department.
Yes.
So you have already started rendering help. After work, you're coming to meet them, helping them, assisting them. Oh, you need me to do this. I can use Excel, things like that, so that the data person will be willing to even accept and say, yes, you'll be useful, not just, oh, it's paper, I beg, I cannot start training anybody right now. That kind of thing. So that can help you to, increase the salary. Oh, you just might be in the wrong sector. Sister, brother, go to the paying sector.
I think we're forgetting one thing, which is leadership quality.
Does that help in increase your pay?
Yes, you have to be able to act as a leader. For example, you're an officer, they might increase it to being a lead or a supervisor, right? So you need to actually show or have those qualities that you could actually lead. Because imagine they put you in that role and then you fail and then you get demoted. That is actually worse. So you also have to have leadership qualities too, emotional intelligence, quotient, and the likes. It's actually all those soft skills are actually very, very important. As a leader, you should be able to stick to your words. They're your ABA, they're your BBB.
And lead by example.
And lead by example. Leaders should have empathy.
Empathy is very important. A leader should have shock absorber so that you don't just transfer that. The target is 3 billion naira and you people are 200 million naira. You don't know, like, are you for mad? Are you positive? It's true. You should have absorbed it.
Yeah.
Come up with a strategy and say, hello team, this is how we should go.
Yes, yes. You have to develop yourself. You want to be a leader, an officer, and let's say they give you, the ball comes to your court, you always drop the ball. You don't constantly do your work, right? You complain, and yes, you don't do it, right? That means you want to be where you are, and then you don't also, aside from us saying professional certifications, you don't even read, you don't go to YouTube, you are still doing the same thing you have been doing, you're not innovative, you're not learning anything at all, you don't network with people at all, you don't even network with your colleagues, you don't teach anybody anything, you'll be where you are. That means you're showing them the red light that you want to be where you are.
So at what point should one know that I don't think I'm good for this job anymore?
After this role I am, like what I'm currently doing, what is it for me? Let's say I'm in a particular role, and then after this, what next? Is there a space available for you to even succeed or even be having in succession planning, right? So most people actually get, like I said, it's not because of the salary or even the benefits. Most people don't see themselves advanced, right? They get tired. And it can also be the culture too. Let's say the culture has become very, 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 very toxic. So that can actually also make them to say, okay, I actually want to leave the organization and all of that. So yeah. I don't think you should allow an organization post any disclaimer about you, because that would also spoil your reputation or come after your guarantors. So I would say live in a good way.
If you have any question, anything at all, kindly write it in the comment section or send me a DM on Instagram at Dolakbo Unscripted, and I'll be responding. Or we can get Debbie to come back again and spill some more teas. I hope you enjoyed this video. Share this video with that person that you know we always call you and say, bros, how far? Sis, how far? Share it with them because there's value here. Okay? So thank you very much. Thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Hit
Bye.
the subscribe button, like this video, and share with your friends.
Thank you.